Good afternoon, everyone. This is another one of my mini president videos that we've been making over the last several months. I'm very excited about this particular video because we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, and that is accreditation. And specifically, we're going to talk about all of the steps we're taking to prepare for our accreditation visit, which is going to be in April of 2023, which is also very exciting because it was going to be 2022. And it got pushed back to 2023. I'd like to introduce our special guest. We have Shauna Erwick, who is our Administrative Director of Planning and Accreditation. Shauna is going to walk us through a timeline of all the things that we're going to be doing to prepare for the full accreditation review. I just want to give you just a little bit of background. We are accredited regionally by the Higher Learning Commission, which is one of 7 regional bodies. It is the largest accreditor in the United States. We went through our last full review, which happens every 10 years in 2012, where our accreditation was reaffirmed. And then because we're on an open pathway, we have a sort of a midpoint checkup, and that's called the assurance review. And that happened in 2017, which was an excellent result. We were removed from monitoring for the first time in about 30 years. And since that time, we've been preparing for the upcoming full review. So Shauna, I'll let you take it from here.
All right, Dr. Illich, thank you so much. So the main components involved in that review that's happening in April 23 are collecting thousands of sources of evidence on how SCC meets HLC's criteria for accreditation, and then using that evidence to write a 35,000-word assurance argument or narrative report. And then that's sent to HLC, and the peer reviewers review that report and then come to campus in April 2023 to validate what's written in that report. So here is a draft timeline of the 3 main phases of what that work will look like over the next 2.5 years. We have an accreditation steering team that has been meeting regularly. Beginning in January, in spring 2021, we'll be continuing that evidence gathering process. We have approximately 350-400 sources of evidence already gathered, so we've got a great start on that. That will continue, the evidence collection will continue through the summer, and then next academic year, fall and spring, we'll be using that evidence to write the narrative report and provide lots of opportunities for feedback. But most importantly, beyond the collecting of evidence and the writing of the narratives are going to be the incredible opportunities for the college-wide community to get involved in this process. Each person plays such an important role in furthering continuing SCC's accreditation. So you'll see monthly newsletters, you'll see passport challenges that will be engaging ways to learn more about SCC as it relates to our accreditation. And we'll have individual and team challenges, all sorts of really fun ways to get involved. And of course, Dr. Illich, there will be prizes and a little bit of competition involved in, healthy competition involved in that process. All of this is planned to get us ready for HLC's site visit in April 2023, which will be just an incredible opportunity to showcase where we've made incredible progress, our institutional strengths, and also get feedback on our opportunities for improvement as well.
Shauna, you're well known for being very good at getting people to engage in activities, and usually it's in the form of some kind of, you gamify things, like it's usually a puzzle or something, and it gets people a little excited and they get engaged, and even in processes that sometimes they might think, well, that doesn't sound that exciting. So good job with that, Shauna.
Thanks.
I did want to ask you a question or see if I'm on target here. You mentioned this idea of passport challenges. Would an example be that, a couple of months from now, you send out a challenge that might be something like our faculty staff survey results showed that 90% of our faculty and staff say that, and I'm just guessing, it was pretty high, 85-90% say that the college's mission guides their daily work. send in a quick note on how it guides your specific type of work
Yes.
that you do for the college. Would that be an example?
Yes, or a picture of where the mission is in your office or documents or any, yeah, perfect example.
And if you don't mind, I'm going to share my screen. Can you see this?
Yes.
So this is the Higher Learning Commission accreditation that we will be evaluating. And I want to draw everyone's attention to 5C3 because what Shauna had mentioned is that a big part of what we're doing to prepare is to gather evidence, to utilize that evidence when it's appropriate to improve upon our processes and our functions here at the college. And one of them that is extremely important is 5C3. 5 is related to institutional effectiveness, resources, and planning, which is really one of the main reasons why accreditation was initially created for those particular purposes. But 5C talks about engaging in systematic and integrated planning improvement. And then the 5C1, it says the institution allocates its resources in alignment with its mission and priorities. Now, for us, I think an amazing piece of evidence would be all of the transformation that has been made as a result of our strategic planning process. And this is our latest strategic plan, but the 2015-19 plan, which just concluded, that concluded in June of, which is this one.
Yeah.
In June of 2020, some of the best evidence for that particular criteria would be all of those transformative phases, the conversion to a semester calendar, all of the new facilities that we're now completing, and the second phase of facilities that we've already launched. All of those things and many, many other things that significant transformations that we have made would be great examples because in every case, we identified the resources necessary to achieve those things based on very direct, specific alignment with our strategic goals and objectives. So I think the fact that we are so purposeful in our planning is going to give us a great opportunity to talk about how we do that alignment. It's extremely important in order to be able to have the resources necessary. So I did want to mention that is an example of the types of things that we'll be using to provide evidence. But more importantly, we're not doing any of that alignment to be in compliance with this criteria. We're doing it because it's the best way to achieve these transformations. But that's why your accrediting body exists, because these are all things you should be doing, so they're wonderful reminders and helpful guidelines. What else do you want to tell us about the upcoming visit?
What a great, like I said before, what a great opportunity to showcase the tremendous progress that SCC has made over the last several years and use this opportunity to continue to improve and become an even stronger institution for our communities.
What if I'm an SCC employee and my work, maybe I see my work as not directly related to some of these things? Well, what would you tell that person about why it's so important to be engaged and involved in the preparation over the next few months?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the criteria for accreditation, you gave one example, but there's 18 different standards or core components, and that touches every single area of the college. There is not one part of the college that isn't touched by the criteria, our accreditation. And each one of us plays such an important role in the broader efforts of our division, which ultimately support the college. So every single area is involved, and there will be lots of opportunities to continue to support that over the next 2.5 years as part of the passport challenges and other ways that we are planning in the near future.
Yeah, and I think another, you're going to be surprised by this, Shauna, and everybody watching this video is going to be surprised by this. But have you heard about this little something called Goal 9.6?
I have heard a rumor about Goal 9.6.
So 9.6, maximize a positive, engaging organizational climate by encouraging input, reflective and transparent communication, and compassion and respect for the views and ideas of others. So this process that you're describing is a great way to practice goal 9.6. And if you've got some input on a passport challenge or some other engaging activity, 9.6 really encourages us to be transparent, to offer input, to be reflective in our thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just going to help this review process be even stronger than it otherwise would be. So I would say that one of the reasons why we encourage engagement, because that's what goal 9 is all about. It's about engaging in a respectful way, challenging assertions, and being transparent, which is always a bit of a challenge because we're all wired just a little bit differently, and we got to make sure we are being very clear about our communication with each other. Anyway, that's how I kind of see it, is that this is all part of being goal 9, is being very active. And I always like to think we're a team here. I don't just think about it. I know that we're a team and we're all pulling together, and that's how we've been able to achieve so much so fast. So I'm excited.
With that same concept, Dr. Oates, the Higher Learning Commission is on our team too. They have been an incredible partner. It's not something to be nervous or scared of. It's not a punitive. People many times think of accreditation in a punitive way. It's a proactive, strong partnership.
Yeah, we went into an official agreement because we knew we had a number of substantial improvement opportunities, and we worked with our liaison, Dr. Tom Bordenkircher, to develop an agreement, and he comes and visits every year and works with our board on we talk about his perception of our progress, and he'll give us some ideas. And it's been fantastic. It has been just a wonderful tool to help us not only prepare for 2023, but make sure we're engaging in all the things that'll make us an amazing institution. With that, I think we probably want to wrap up. Any last minute thoughts, Shauna?
I don't think so. Stay tuned for lots of more information and great opportunities to get involved. And thank you, Dr. Oates, for the opportunity to share about this exciting work ahead.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Shauna. Let's say bye to the
communities.
All right, take care. Everyone have a great rest of your afternoon.